Illinois. Western Illinois, they've been a playoff team in the past. They're part of the Missouri Valley Conference, which has been for the last few years, the toughest FCS conference in the country. They're very, very competitive in that. It's going to be our most competitive game to date. They have on offense, it's tough to be able to really get a real sense of them on film because their first game against Eastern Illinois, they handled Eastern Illinois. They won that game relatively easily. And then Illinois kind of controlled the game in the second game. So one game was in control too much one way. One game was a little bit too much out of control the other way. So it's tough to get a real feel in terms of their bread and butter and what they're really, really good at. Their offense, though, they certainly have the ability. Their quarterback is very, very good. He's a preseason all-conference player. They have one of the better receivers, I think, in the country. He gained over 1,000 yards a year or so ago. He's also returning punts and kicks from this year. He's done well. He's clearly a go-to guy for them. There's a lot of experience there between the receiver and the quarterback. And they've got some offensive linemen that we think are very, very good and experienced from a year ago. And whether or not they have real ability to balance, run, and pass, we're just not sure yet, but we got to be prepared for both. On a defensive perspective, they have good guys, they're physical, they'll get to the ball, they'll get their interceptions, they will hit you, they'll try to mix up coverages and pressure, but they'll do a good job, and with regards to special teams, they're actually very, very good. They give you a lot of things to work on with regards to their structure, and that receiver, number 7, is returning punts and kicks is always a threat. So we'll have our work cut out for us. I have no doubt that they're going to be ready to go. I know this will be a big game for them. It's a big game for us. We're looking forward to playing our first game at home. What else can I help you with?
Coach, just talk a little bit about, I don't really know, but the difference between obviously preparing on a on a turf like you guys have compared to what you had before. I know you guys have practiced a lot on it, but haven't played a game. I mean, has that changed with regards to the approach or anything like that of what you guys might do because of the way the field conditions are?
It requires a tremendous amount of incremental meeting and an incredible amount of incremental practices. So because we're practicing and playing on a teal turf field, we train about 25 hours a week just in meetings, and then we practice twice as long as we always do. So we've been violating rules. We're practicing 50 hours a week. Or there is no change whatsoever, and it's the latter. There's no change whatsoever on that, Brandon. On a turf field, the fact that it's teal, the fact that it's purple, the fact that it's green is irrelevant. We like the fact that we're going to be playing at home on our new field in front of our fans and our stadium. We're always happy about being able to play at home, and we're grateful for that opportunity. But the fact that we're playing on turf doesn't change one thing we do. The fact that we're playing on teal turf doesn't change anything we do. So
what about equipment wise? I mean,
well,
the players got to change their
there might be a
cleats,
different type of shoe.
There
might be a different type of shoe that a guy would wear, but we'd allow our guys to kind of pick that. But other than that, there's no changes. But that'd be true anytime you're on a turf field. The colors hasn't got anything to do with that. There's no difference in preparation. I think some coaches, when they practice on grass and they plan on make a big deal about that, we never have. We never have.
Because I know sometimes if they're not used to playing on turf, they'll go practice on a turf field to get used to it. I just didn't know if that was anything.
We don't. Other people do because they think that really matters. That would be, I would not be in that camp.
First 2 games are on turf too, right?
Okay.
What type of offense have you been able to at least see that Western Illinois runs? Do they wing it? Do they run a lot? Or
well, no, by wing it, you mean that they making up stuff as they go?
Wing it and
they throw the ball?
Yeah.
No, I think they certainly have the ability to throw the ball. The kid's a good quarterback. The kid definitely is a good quarterback. They have guys that can run. The reason why I hesitate a little bit, Joe, is only because, again, in one game they were dominant, the other game Illinois was dominant. So I haven't had enough film to really, that's why I was saying in the beginning, I really don't exactly know what the character or the philosophy is as far as offense goes in terms of what the perspective is. But I think they're certainly capable of running the ball well. I have no doubt they're capable of passing the ball. And from a defensive perspective, we got to be prepared for all of that.
Do you wing it and make it up as you go?
Well, when we go into a game, and I think you're aware of this, we go into a game, we have to go into a game offensively knowing that we got to be able to run or throw, and we tend to go in with the idea that we're going to be as balanced as possible. Now, in a game, as Dave calls the game, he'll adjust based on what he thinks he's getting, And then Alex has the ability and the authority and responsibility to be able to check out of something they've called because of something else they're giving us. So if you're giving us the run, we're gonna run a lot more. If you're giving us the pass, we're gonna pass a lot more. But that's determined during the game as opposed to prior to the game.
Any health concerns this week?
I don't think so. D was banged up with his ankle at Furman. He's gonna be questionable. He was definitely out last week. He was at practice yesterday, but he's moving around a little gingerly. I think he's a question mark. Anybody else? Andre's out. I thought I said it. Andre is out for the season with a concussion. He's out.
For the season?
Yes.
Was that severe?
What was a concussion that he's had before that the doctors or he or his family didn't want to play with, and we're 100% supportive of that.
Any long-term decision on Richie yet?
Nope. Look at that week to week.
How have you addressed the lack of poise? So you're talking about that. Maybe you guys weren't as poised as you'd like to be in SC State. Do you chalk that up to, hey, we didn't bring it for this game, or do you?
Well, I don't chalk anything up that we didn't bring it to the game. If we don't bring it to the game, that's 100% my fault, then our team's not ready, and that's disgraceful as far as I'm concerned. I think we lost our poise. I think again, you're supposed to be physical, but discipline and poise, and I think we lost the poise part of it. When you lose that, you lose the discipline part of it. So that means you lost a little bit of focus. And if we're gonna be a good football team, we gotta have that focus. We cannot go into a game, or frankly, even a meeting, and not really concentrate on what we need to concentrate on. So we did not have that. We did not do a good job. And again, I thought we were playing hard. I thought, the defense was doing a good job. Too many penalties. Too many penalties on offense, and that really kind of hurt us. And so our coaches looked at that, and the first question we're always going to have is, why did we have those problems? Not just, we don't chalk anything up to anything. So why do we have those problems? And part of the rationale behind that, when I was talking to Dave the other day, you've got, a quarterback. This is his third year starting, his fourth year in our system. He really does. It's a tremendous advantage we have in terms of Alex's knowledge of our offense. But we also starting 3 brand new guys in the offensive line. And you think about the offensive line we had a year ago, the guys we lost were an All-American and 2 All-Conference guys, and everybody had experience. This group doesn't quite have that experience. So their ability sometimes to keep up with checks maybe they're not quite ready. So that means Alex got to slow that down a little bit, and we got to bring the offensive line along. So I think simplifying that for us will help us a little bit. But we can't have a team that loses its points, and that happened last week.
How excited are you guys to get out on this turf? The whole point of making it teal is to represent the school, the community. It's something unique. To finally get out there now, 3rd game into the year, how ready are you for this?
I feel like we're well ready and we're prepared to take on Western Illinois here at home. It's always good to start off your first home game of the season and to start our home game off on the new teal turf. We feel like we're ready for that, and ready to play in front of our fans as well.
Yeah, just like John stated, it feels good to come back home to our biggest support system, our fans, our family, and of course, having a teal field like we have been blessed to have. We've been practicing on it. Had a couple scrimmages on it, so we're ready for it, and it'll feel good to get out there Saturday and perform in front of the people who support us most. So we're definitely excited, and we feel like, just like John said, we feel like we're prepared for it.
John, like Coach mentioned, they played 2 games that were totally different. They dominated one and then got dominated in another one. Do you have a good sense for what they're going to show you, or is it kind of unknown at this point?
Yeah, well, we study film all week, and we still studying it, looking at it, looking at the defenses, looking for tendencies, and I feel like we're on the track to being prepared for Saturday.
New turf, number 1 in the country. What's the vibe around campus? Do you get the sense that students are excited for this weekend? Do you guys get a feel for that at all?
By working in the ticket office, I definitely see, the students are excited, by helping promote the tickets. I had a chance to talk to a lot of students that I normally probably wouldn't have the chance to talk to, and they tell me that, they're excited, they're ready to come out and watch us perform. And so the vibe on campus is definitely supportive, and it's loving and it's growing, especially seeing, you know, where the program has come from in such a short amount of time, to hear that many people saying they're coming to the games, you know, they're ready to see us, and, you know, they're ready for Saturday to come. So it definitely means a lot, and we appreciate the support.